Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ohio, and this is going to be a pretty big video, so go ahead and relax. In this video, I'm going to be receiving all of my Night Guardian rewards because I completed the set for Mean Joe Greene, so I got all of the set cards back, and then obviously Mean Joe Greene, and I sold him. And this happened a couple days ago, but it took a minute to get it out to you guys because this video is more than just me getting my rewards. I made a lot of upgrades, and between that and having to edit down all of the content that I played, I think I probably played around 2 or 3 hours of me upgrading and downgrading and waiting for prices to be right on the auction block and stuff like that. So I basically had to edit like 3 hours of footage, so it took a while. But you can see here I'm starting the video out with my downgrades. I went ahead and quick sold Harrison, and then I refunded my Lane Johnson, and that gave me my power up pass for the 87-88, and I'm going to use that later, so ended up helping me out. And Lane Johnson's pretty solid, but I got DeMar Dotson, and they're almost like identical pretty much. But DeMar Dotson compared to the 90 lane is a lot better. It is a lot better. It's like +2 on all the passing categories and then +1 on the running. And he can actually hit 90 running with just base offense. So I went ahead with DeMar Dotson. And then I downgraded my Brandon Graham. He was my left end behind Strahan. And how I used to run my defense is I would have him subbed in as a right end all the time, so I basically had 2 left ends all the time. Now that I have Khalil Mack, I went ahead and downgraded him, got a lot of training back, and I actually sold his ultimate kickoff card. So Lorenzo Neal, I downgraded him because I ended up getting a new fullback, and I'm running a lot of heavier sets, so I did need a better fullback. And I really didn't want to downgrade Drew Brees because he is a beast. He's really accurate, but he's just too slow. Having 60 speed is not good, and his carrying is really low too, so he would fumble a lot when he got hit. So I had to go ahead and downgrade him. Really didn't want to, but I did it. And I used the training that I got back from all of that to upgrade Russell Wilson. So that will come later in the video, and that hurt a little bit too, but you know, I had to do it. I had to do it quick or else I wouldn't have did it. And I took my Brian Dawkins and I downgraded him as well, and he's actually really good. I was surprised with how much I ended up liking him towards the end of using him, because I heard a lot of people say that he's not physical enough, but he does make up for it in his pass coverage. And I thought he was pretty solid. I got some really gross animations with him. And I'm not sure if you guys know this, but if you have any rising stars that you don't think you would want anymore, you can downgrade them and you can quick sell their tokens. And their tokens are worth like 200 something training. So I did that with a couple of the rising stars and got over 1,000 training back. So not only that, but I was able to sell their base card. So it's not too bad. And I was collecting up my rising stars to try to make all of them, so that if they ever put chemistry solos into the game, I'd be able to do the solos really easily. But now that a lot of my players are high overalls, a lot of them can have double chemistries anyway, so I didn't really need to have so many rising stars. But you can see there I got 1,600 training for downgrading both of them. And I ended up downgrading a couple more after that, but I did have all of them. Now I just have a handful of them, maybe 6 or 7 of them. But you can see here I'm downgrading Casey Hayward, and this was the most difficult downgrade out of all of them. I'd say Casey Hayward's the first, then Breeze, then Brian Dawkins. I was kind of like reluctant to do all of those, but Casey Hayward hurted the most. And I really wanted to keep him, but I wanted to make some changes, and he's one of the guys that had to go. So I ended up quick selling him. Hopefully he doesn't get a really good card in the next couple days, or else I'm going to feel really stupid for that. But here are the upgrades that I made. Michael Thomas is the first. He is a Buckeye, and I love the Buckeyes, so I was really happy to be able to get him and upgrade him, and it didn't really cost that much. So I upgraded him to a 92, and I also put a gem on him, but you're not going to see that right here because I was still deciding what I wanted, so didn't upgrade him in that. But at the end I'm going to show you my full lineup and all the changes that I made in their finality. So that was a big word right there. Hopefully it is an actual word. But DeMar Dotson, ended up putting base offense on him. It just basically puts +1 on all of his blocking stats. And then I went ahead and put secure pass blocker. I have that on every single offensive lineman. It helps out a lot, and it makes it so that you won't get rushed so fast. It doesn't help against setup blitzes or nanos because those really kind of just exploit the AI, and it doesn't have anything to do with a player's blocking ability. So that is not going to help. But if you're playing solo battles or you're playing head-to-head and they have really good defensive linemen, or solo battles are just glitchy, they'll just hold their blocks a little bit longer. I'd say about a second and a half longer. So it's pretty clutch. And right here I upgrade Russell Wilson, and I'm really banking on this guy to be a beast. Hopefully he is, because what I could have did was just took Russell Wilson and just quick sold him and got a pretty decent amount of training, and I could have just got the Drew Brees upgrade for training, his primetime card, or whatever it was. I think it was his record-breaking card, his limited time. But that card was like 600 training to upgrade to, and I would have got, I think, 2,000 or so from the Russell. But I could have put that towards the upgrade, so hopefully Russell ends up paying off. And Khalil Mack, I did not upgrade him with a power-up because his base elite is like 200 plus K, and I really didn't want to do that for +1s. So I went ahead and put Out My Way on his card, and then I got a gem as well. And if you're just putting a gem on the base card, it doesn't cost any training. But if you put a gem on the power-up, that's going to stay with him as many times as he's going to get an upgrade. So it cost a whole bunch, especially the speed one. The speed one cost 2,000. So I didn't put the speed one on Collins yet, but I might end up doing it. I might just bite the bullet and put a +1 speed on him, because I did have a Ed Reed in his spot, and his speed went down too, going from Ed Reed to Collins, and I really didn't want to do that. I was really reluctant to go down 2 speed in that spot, but I ended up doing it anyway. And I have Collins as a new addition because I had to buy his base elite and his flashback, and whenever I have to buy a card to put towards the power up, I consider it an addition, not an upgrade. But the James Devlin, I ended up having to buy his base elite as well, so same thing applies. And he's got really good awareness and run blocking, so that's why I went with him over the Lorenzo Neal card that I had before. Lorenzo Neal was pretty good, but his run blocking and pass blocking wasn't that great compared to Devlin. So I went ahead with that, and look how low Gilmore's price is right there. I wish I would have got him, but who knew he was going to be the free card for Series 3? Nobody knew that was going to happen. So I ended up picking up Darius Slay because he's got 90 speed, and he's got really good coverage stats, and he's also clutch and high motor. So I went ahead with Darius Slay, and my goal is to have all my corners 90 speed or higher. So I have Darius Slay as my cornerback number 1, and then I have Patrick Peterson as my cornerback number 2, but it's only the 91 version. And then my cornerback number 3 I have as Deion Sanders. And the reason why I have Deion Sanders at 3 is because he doesn't have really good block shedding or physical stats. So I want him in there only in passing situations. I don't want him in there when I'm running like 4-3 or 4-6. So I don't have him in those formations. But my second corner is going to change to Gilmore whenever I complete that set of solos. So Patrick Peterson will move to 4, and I had that planned all along that he was going to be moved to 4. But you can see here I ended up getting Sean Taylor, and I bought him, and this is one of the things that took a long time because I was thinking of if I should upgrade to the legend Brian Dawkins or the legend Sean Taylor, and I was thinking of buying either one, and they were both sitting around 230k. The reason I went with Sean Taylor is because I had him in the beginning of the year, and he always seemed to make clutch plays. He's, I think, 2 speed lower when you upgrade them all the way, but I just remember him making a lot of plays, so I ended up wanting to go back to him. But as you can see here, I'm upgrading all these players with the acrobat chemistry, and some people think that that's pretty useless, but agility is really important. It makes your player change directions quickly or turn around quickly. So agility is really important, especially on defensive players. So if they're playing the receiver and somebody throws like a streak to them, it depends on if they're going to turn around quickly and intercept that pass or break on a cut or something quickly. And one of the main reasons I wanted to do that was because of Darius Slay only had 89 agility when I fully upgraded him. So I wanted him to hit 90. And you can see here, this is my final lineup. I have Russell Wilson upgraded. I also got Ricky Williams maxed out because I hit the level cap. And Ricky Williams looks like a beast now. I mean, he did before, but it's even more gross now. And I can't wait until he gets another set of upgrades, because when he upgrades one more time, he'll hit 90 trucking on his base card, and I'll be able to put truck specialist on him, and I'm definitely going to do that because truck specialist is glitchy. And I am giving you a look here at Russell Wilson. I ended up putting go deep on him, so he will hit the thresholds for mid and deep. And I have Michael Thomas right here. I put base offense on him because it gives him +1 on a lot of things, including spec catch, catching traffic, and his route running. It gave him +1 on all his routes except for deep. And I was going to put go deep on him at first, but I bought a gem, and that gem had short route running, mid, and also spec catch and catch traffic. And that made me able to hit 90 on catching traffic and spec. So basically what I was giving up was the deep route running, and I'm not going to use him as a deep option. I'm going to use him as like my solid catching traffic receiver. So the guy who's going to catch a slant over the middle when I need 3 yards or whatever, that's the guy I'm going to go to, because he has got 90 catching traffic now. He's got really good catch in general. He's got decent height and weight, and he's also got really high strength. And some people don't think that matters too much, but I think strength matters when it comes to their catching traffic. I feel like if a receiver has a bigger frame and more strength, then they'll hang on to those passes that are contested and those collisions that happen right after a catch. And that might not be 100% true, but that's how I feel. Usually that's what I go for when I want a possession type receiver, when I want that guy who's going to catch that pass reliably over the middle. That's what I want, a strong guy with a lot of catching traffic. So Michael Thomas is going to be that for me. And then DeMar Dotson, obviously he's replacing Lane Johnson. And like I said before, what I got back from that was training and then my power-up pass. And I used the power-up pass on Russell Wilson because his base elite was, I think, 150k, because a lot of people are upgrading him. So not too bad. I got a better right tackle, and I also got my power-up pass to make Russell Wilson really cheap to do, so I think that was a good move. And then Khalil Mack is taking Brandon Graham's spot, and Brandon Graham was pretty good for me. He was really solid, but Khalil Mack is just better, and he's got better chemistries and better overall stats in general, way better speed. And you can see here the gym is free because I didn't use a power up on him, so I was able to get +1s in important spots like block shed and power move, and I think hit power and strength. So I was able to get that for free, and then out of my way is super good, and that was 600 training. And again, Brandon Graham didn't have really good chemistries. He had jump the snap and I think secure-tacular, but I didn't really care for either one of those. And here's Darius Slay after I add the +1 agility on him, and honestly he's one of the main reasons why I started adding that to a lot of players. Also Rod Woodson, I'm gonna have him fully upgraded at some point. I'm using my series trophies that I get from solo battles to upgrade him. So whenever you go to those Hall of Fame sets, you can use a series trophy to get one of those players, and so they're around like 11k each. So that's what my series trophies are going for. I'm gonna upgrade Rod Woodson over time, and hopefully if they ever add a legend version of him, you can use that 90 overall to upgrade his legend higher. I think it'd be pretty stupid for them to not let you use that any further, and I really think they will end up letting you use it. So in the future, if you want a Rod Woodson power up, you probably will have to either go through using the Hall of Fame card or using a decent amount of training, which would actually probably be better to just use the training, but I want the Rod Woodson card now. I want to use him, and I think I'm probably going to use him in the slot when I do get him. But you can see here all of the gems cost a lot of training if you put it on a power up version of the card, because obviously that will stay with that card as he upgrades. And I bought footsteps on him, but I ended up switching to unfakeable because it just sucks when somebody, you know, throws a pitch to the outside or something like that, or run a stretch, and your safety's really the only guy there, and if he misses, it's a touchdown. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the squad as of right now, and I probably will make some upgrades soon, and they will be on the next roster update. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video and how I formatted it and how I edited the footage. I did have to go through a lot of footage to get this video out, so I apologize for the wait. I said I was going to have it out a day ago, but it took a little bit longer. So if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoy the content, go ahead and like it and subscribe. Come back for more Madden 19. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.